Let's talk about one of the most confusing parts of English, something that trips up pretty much everyone, talking about the future. When do you say I will do something versus I'm going to do something? Stick with me, because by the end of this, you're going to have it down. We are going to unlock this puzzle together.
Does this sound familiar? Yeah, I thought so. This is a real message I got. And you know what? If you feel this way, you are absolutely not alone. This is probably one of the most common struggles, mainly because the rules can feel a little blurry. But don't you worry, we're going to make it all crystal clear.
All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll tackle the puzzle of predictions. Then we'll dive into the difference between plans and arrangements. After that, we'll look at the special cases, like decisions and offers. And we'll wrap it all up with a super simple guide you can use anytime. So what makes this so difficult in the first place? Well, the truth is, sometimes you can use either will or be going to, and it's fine. But the real secret, the thing that makes it all click, is learning the situations where you absolutely can't switch them. That's where the magic happens, and that's exactly what we're going to focus on. Okay, first things first, let's talk about making predictions. This is so interesting because the grammar you need to use actually changes depending on why you're making the prediction. It really all comes down to one thing: evidence. And here is the single most important rule you need to remember for this. Ask yourself, is my prediction just a personal feeling, a gut instinct with no real proof? Or is it based on something I can actually see or hear right now? That one little difference is the key to getting it right. So, let's imagine a fortune teller. She's polished her crystal ball, she's gazing into the future, and she says, "Tomorrow will be sunny." Now, why does she use will? Because it's just her opinion, right? There's no evidence in the room, just a general belief about what's to come. But what if she does have some evidence? What if before she cleaned the balls, she looked inside and said, I see black clouds. Well, that changes everything, doesn't it? That sets up a totally different kind of prediction. And right here, this is the turning point. This is no longer just a guess. Her prediction is now based on solid proof, the clouds that she can literally see. And because of that, the grammar has to change. So what does she say now? It's going to rain tomorrow. You see? She uses going to because she has visible proof right there in front of her. That evidence points directly to a specific outcome. Simple as that. Awesome. So that takes care of predictions. But what about our own lives, our own plans for the future? Well, this is another spot where a tiny little difference, the difference between a plan and an arrangement, changes everything. So here's the deal. We use be going to when we talk about an intention. You know, a plan that's just in your head. Like, I'm going to take the drinks. But we use the present continuous for an arrangement. That's a much more solid fixed plan, usually one you've confirmed with other people. So, I'm meeting my friends on Friday sounds like it's already in the calendar. Okay, let's lock this down. What exactly makes something an arrangement? It's easy. Does it have a specific time? A specific date? Does it involve other people? Is it written down in your calendar? If you're nodding yes, then you've got yourself an arrangement, and you should probably be using the present continuous. Oh, and here's a little pro tip for you. specifically for the verb go, while saying I'm going to go is technically correct. It just sounds a little clunky and repetitive. Native speakers will almost always just say, I'm going on foot. It's a tiny change, but trust me, it'll make you sound so much more natural. Okay, let's move on to the unique superpowers of the word will. There are these very specific situations, like making decisions on the spot or making promises and offers, where will is really the only tool for the job. And once you master this, your English is going to sound so much sharper. Hey, remember our fortune teller story? When the guy hears how much it costs, he pauses for a second, and then he makes a decision right there. He says, okay, I'll do it. You see? That's a spontaneous decision made in that exact moment. And for those, you've got to use will. So we've established that will is the absolute champion of in-the-moment decisions. But its special powers don't stop there. Think about it. When you make an offer to help someone, or a promise, or even a threat, or a simple request, for all of these really important social moments, will is your best friend. Let's see this in action, right? You're making an offer. I'll go get you a drink. Or a promise. I promise I will pay you tomorrow. A threat. If you don't, I will never lend you money again. Or just a polite request. Will you pass me the salt, please? See how will just fits perfectly for all of them? All right, we have covered all the different pieces of the puzzle. Now it is time to put it all together into one simple, easy-to-use guide. This is the moment where it all comes together and just clicks. And here we go. This is your ultimate cheat sheet. Just remember the key pairs. For predictions, got evidence? Use going to. No evidence? Use will. For your plans, is it just an idea in your head? Going to. Is it actually in your calendar? Present continuous. And for anything you decide right now, decisions, offers, promises, it's always, always will. Go ahead and screenshot this. This is your key. And you know, if there's one big takeaway today, it's this. The number one habit that can make an English learner sound a little unnatural is using will for absolutely everything. The moment you start consciously choosing be going to or the present continuous in the right situation, your fluency is going to take a huge leap forward. I promise. So, now you've got the tools. Let's put them to the test. Just think about it for a second. What are you doing next weekend? Or what are you going to do? See? Your answer totally depends on if it's a fixed arrangement or just a simple plan. Thanks so much for joining me.